Hi everyone and welcome back to another YouTube video. Now that you've learned about control flow in Python, it's time to make a project. So today in this video, we're going to be building a simple text-based choose your own adventure game in Python. So without further ado, let's get started. The project that we will be making today is going to be a simple text-based choose your own adventure game in Python. Here are the goals of this program. We're going to be asking the player for different choices. Do they want to go left or do they want to go right? Do they want to do something or do they not want to do something? And then using the control flow techniques that we've discussed in the previous lessons, we're going to be changing the player's location, their status, or their actions depending on the choice that they make. We will be using the input function for input and the print function for output. We'll also be using control flow in our program. In my implementation, I didn't actually use loops, I simply used conditionals, which is if, elif, and else, but feel free to incorporate anything into your program that you see necessary to make it better. Before I show you how I wrote this program, I would really encourage you to take your time and try it out yourself. Happy coding! Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I will write this program. So firstly, we want to ask the user, oh, and by the way, I'm in a file called adventuregame.py, and this is where I'll be writing the code for this program. And firstly, we want to ask the user, would you like to play this game? And I'm going to also give them the option of yes or no. And I'm going to assign the value of the input to a variable called choice. And if choice is equal to yes, then we want to give them the options of the game. And on the other hand, if they do not answer yes, which means that they answered no, we want to just print out bye or something like that. And if they want to play the game, then we want to ask them different questions. We can also assign the same variable different values. So we can also assign choice to be the value returned from, let's just say we give them an option of a story, and let's just say they are walking down a path in the of a forest and have arrived at a crossroad. And we can ask them, would you like to go right or left? And we can also give them the options of left or right. Okay, just changing some settings here. And afterward, if they say they want to go left, then we'll present some options. And we can say, you arrived at a river, and let's make up a story of there's no boats around, and the only way to cross the river is on a damaged bridge. Maybe it's safe. Let's just make something very dramatic. Maybe it's safe, or maybe it isn't. And we can ask the user, would you like to cross the bridge or continue along the river? And we can give them the choice of B standing for bridge and river, or R standing for river. And if they answer B, which means they want to go across the bridge, we can terminate the game and say something like, you lost. The bridge was not stable and you drowned, or something. And if they do not answer bridge, so which means that they want to continue along the river, then let's see, we can ask the user, you arrived at a cave, want to go in? And we can give them a choice of yes or no, like this. And if they say yes, they want to go inside the cave, we can say you found a lost treasure in the cave and declare the user the winner of the game. On the other hand, if they don't want to go inside the cave, we can just say you died of hunger outside the cave. And you can obviously be very creative about this game. I'm just making a kind of a very short and very simple game. You can expand it into a larger and more complicated game. And let's see. Alright, so if the user is walking down the path in the middle of the forest and they choose to go left, we have pretty much coded everything down here. On the other hand, if they want to go right, we can present them with different choices. So we can ask the user. This time they have arrived at a mountain, and we can ask them, would you like to its summit? And they have the option of yes or no. And if choice is equal to yes, we can say something like congratulations, you found. And in this game the goal is kind of to find a lost treasure, so you found a treasure chest full of gold. On the other hand, if they don't want to go to the top of the mountain, we can present them with the choice of, let's see, we can assign the value of the input function returned from you walked around the bottom of the mountain, you found a large hole in the ground. Maybe there's something interesting down there. And we ask the user, would you like to go inside? And also presenting them with the choices. And if they say choice is yes, which means they want to go inside the hole, and we can say the hole was once a deep well and you died falling down. Else, if they don't want to go inside the hole, then we can just print out you continued wandering aimlessly around the mountain and eventually died of starvation. This is pretty dramatic ending, but that is pretty much it for this simple program. You can obviously expand it if you want to, and let's see how it will perform. If I run this program, the program is going to ask me, do you want to play this game? I'm going to say yes. You're walking down a path in the middle of the forest and have arrived at a crossroad. Would you like to go right or left? I'm going to go left. You are at a river, there's no boats, and you need to walk across a bridge. And knowing that I probably shouldn't cross the bridge, I should probably go along the river. And I arrived at the cave. And yes, I want to go inside the cave. And I found a lost treasure in the cave, and I won. And I can also play it again and again, giving them different inputs. I want to go right. I would like to walk around the mountain, and there's a hole around, so I want to jump in, and it's a deep well. I died falling down. And maybe through this video you saw how we can use conditionals in Python to make simple text-based games like these. You don't have to write something exactly like what I wrote. You can also use the knowledge that you've now gathered to write better and more complicated and more interesting programs. This is just to inspire you to write programs. And this will be the end of this video, as well as the second chapter of the Python Fundamental series, which is control flow. I hope you had as much fun watching those videos as I had making them. So again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.